I'm joined by Coach Gattis, offensive coordinator of Michigan. How are you doing?
Doing great. I'm really glad we were able to sit and talk, and really excited as we head into our summer here in our program and about the direction we're headed in offensively.
What's it like to be in Ann Arbor?
I love being in Ann Arbor. My family's acclimated. My kids moved here. Family loves living here in Ann Arbor, and we have some prior history. Living in the state of Michigan back in 2010, working at Western Michigan University. So when you get a chance to come to Ann Arbor, you see how special it is. The people have been so welcoming of our family. We couldn't be more excited to be here and be at this wonderful university.
So let's dive right in here. As you transition from Alabama to Michigan, the major differences in Coach Saban and Coach Harbaugh.
Well, there are two great coaches, two tremendous coaches I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Obviously, you've seen all the accomplishments Coach Saban has been able to accomplish there at the University of Alabama. But then Coach Harbaugh's got a long, extensive history of winning. Obviously playing for Super Bowls and being able to win at a high level, in the collegiate level as well as the NFL level. They're very much competitors, and they want the best for their kids. They share a lot of similarities in their approach of day-to-day pushing everyone within the program to bring their very best. And so when you're able to work for a head coach like Coach Saban, but then able to gain the experience and knowledge from Coach Harbaugh, it's a tremendous asset for all of our coaches as well as me, and one I've been blessed throughout my career to be around great head coaches.
So I'm going to take you back to the beginning of the season last year at Michigan. They were playing an important game against Notre Dame. Shea Patterson's injured. They put in Dylan McCaffrey. He leads a team down the field, and then Shea Patterson comes back in. Is there a clear separation this year between Shea Patterson, Dylan McCaffrey, and the other quarterbacks?
We feel good about all our quarterbacks. We don't look at them individually. We look at them as a group. And when you look at Shea, you look at Dylan, you look at Joe, you look at Cade. They all have a great skill set, and they're all going to make tremendous amount of plays for the University of Michigan as we move forward in the future. And so we're really excited when we look at the depth and we talk about each one of their skill sets allows us to be able to call our offense. If we ever ran into a situation where we were down a certain individual, each one of those guys can contribute and run the offense effectively, and that's one of the things that they showed this spring. So our quarterback coach has done a really good job preparing those young men. Ben McDaniel's just fabulous quarterbacks coach, and I just I'm excited about continuing to watch their growth because I think each and every one of those guys can continue to get better, and as they continue to get better, they're going to continue to bring so much value to our offense.
Now, say you are in a situation where the offense is struggling a little bit. Would you be hesitant to take a risk and pull out Shea Patterson and put in another guy like Dylan McCaffrey?
We're going to play all our players. We're going to play all our best players. So everybody's going to have a role. Our quarterbacks, they're all going to play. Dylan, Joe, Shea, they're all going to play. They're all going to have opportunities. So I don't necessarily look at it from that lens of things. Each and every one of their job is to contribute each and every week as if they're a starter and prepare. We're going to play the best players, and we'll have packages. And that's just not for our quarterbacks, that's for all our skill players. When you have a room that talented, you've got to find ways to get those guys involved. And so it's my job as the coordinator to being able to put those guys in position to be successful. And so I'm really excited about that room and the talent that we have. And the number of different guys that we feel like could go out and contribute to help us win.
Now, if you are in that situation, would it be your call or Coach Harbaugh's call to do that?
That's one of the things, going into a week every week, we talk about personnel. That's as an offensive staff. Obviously, it comes down to my call as the offensive coordinator, but that also goes to the head coach. And so in our situation, as far as this is not a quarterback position answer or conversation, it's more of an offensive philosophy. We want to make sure that we're playing with multiple personnel and being able to put our kids in position to be successful, and that's whether it's the tight ends or receivers or running backs. We'll find ways to get everybody involved and be active.
Now, you know what it's like to bring an Alabama team to that national championship, and you're coaching here at a team in Michigan where they've struggled to get to the playoffs. What does this team need to do to get to that point?
I think, what I've learned a lot over the past year, obviously, and I've been a part of other teams in the past that have kind of been on the doorsteps of the playoffs. When you look at, winning a Big Ten championship and not getting a chance to go to the playoffs. But, it's just being consistent in your daily approach, believing in the process, of winning every day, Monday to Friday, to being able to be in position to win on Saturdays. And so I feel really good about where we are as a team. When you look at the three areas that we focus in, offensively, defensively, and special teams, we're as talented as some teams that I've been on in the past, and our commitment level by our players is extremely high. And that's where it all starts. You got to be a player-driven team, and we have that. And so I'm excited, to go out this season and what we're able to go out and showcase. And I think we've got the right coaching staff, we've got the right mix of players. So the excitement is extremely high within our program.
How unique is it to have such a diverse field of players? Some guys from Germany who I've talked to, and other guys. What's it like to be on that field with so many people from so many different cultures and diversity? That's
neat. I think I think diversity is something that is starting to increase within our sport. The game of football is an unbelievable sport. It has the ability to bring people from all different backgrounds together for one common purpose. But it's funny because most people saw our head baseball coach's comments on the baseball team and how it wants to reflect like America. And that's something that truly we carry that same thought process over in football. And so, there's not a place or a person that we wouldn't recruit. We're recruiting players from all over the world to come to Michigan. And so we're excited about the type of men we're able to attract to this university and bring into our program.
Now, Coach Harbaugh is a master of social media and marketing. And yesterday he posted that video playing baseball with his kids. Is that a coincidence, or is that using his master of social media to show that he's playing baseball too?
No, I think that's a family moment that ended up being pretty funny. His son had a chance to knock one out of the park, to say the least. I think he saved that ball from going out of the park. But those moments in our lives as coaches that we share individually with our kids, and a lot of those moments, because we work so long hours and work so many days, we oftentimes like to share little prize moments like that, on camera, and then something happens out of it. I can tell you that situation was not planned, because I don't think anyone planned to take a baseball to the eye or to the face, but that was really neat to kind of see, because it's a reminder to what's really important in our lives. And oftentimes people look at us as football coaches, but we're not just football coaches. We're family men, we're mentors, we're leaders of young men. And so when you're able to get this time that we have now currently in our vacation time, every minute and moment that you're able to spend with your family is valuable.
So you have a special bond with Coach Harbaugh, spending so much time with him. Give us your funniest moment with him and why it was so funny.
Yeah, funniest moment. We were out recruiting in January, and we went out to eat. Most times, we would sit there and argue who was going to pay the bill. And one day, fortunate enough, Coach reached down to get ready to pay the bill, and all he had was $2 in his pocket. And so we were able to. I covered the bill, and we kind of betted each other to see how long he could keep that $2. And so for the next few days, it was my goal to pay for everything. And just the moments like that, and Coach wanting to drive, which most head coaches do not drive on the road recruiting. They get in the passenger seat, they get chauffeured around, and I literally had to pull the keys out of Coach Harbaugh's hands. So when you share those kind of moments, for one, it allows you to bond together as a coach with your head coach, who's your boss, but it also shows you a different side of your boss. One that he's very personable, he's down to earth, he doesn't wear a hat saying he's the head coach, he's high and almighty, but he's one of us. And when you work and you have a leader that shows and displays those characteristics, it makes you work even harder for them, because you appreciate the sacrifices that they make.
Now, we were talking a little bit earlier about how you're a little bit unique offensive coordinator, because you played defense, you played safety. So what are the challenges that you face being an offensive coordinator who played defense?
Well, I think I've taken a different approach as an offensive coordinator, coming up in a background as a receivers coach, former defensive player, coaching receivers. Oftentimes, most coordinators come up through the quarterback position or through the running back position. But I've had to prove to people throughout my career my knowledge of the game of football, not only knowledge of receiver play, but having a well understanding of the run game and pass protections, and being just a well-rounded coach. And so I've taken a different path to being able to sit in this position, but I've been fortunate to work with some really great coaches along the way, and who've all been instrumental in my development as a coach. And but it's one that I'm living out my dream job. It's one I work put a tremendous amount of effort and time into developing the overall philosophy of this offense and philosophy as a coordinator, and one that I'm looking forward to going out this fall, showing everyone how excited we are about our offense.
Now you talk about that. Give any advice you have to all the kids out there listening to this.
You know, the biggest advice is chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. But the thing I'll tell you is when your dream comes and that opportunity presents itself, take the moment in hand. And you have to be ready. You got to be prepared. And that's one of the things that I constantly tell young people all the time. No matter what position you're in today, master that position. For me, it was being a young wide receiver coach, and my only goal and job at that moment was to master being a receiver coach. But I also had to prepare for when the moment was presented itself for me to maybe go interview as a coordinator or become an offensive coordinator. I had to be ready. And I often live in the 5 P's of life, which is proper preparation prevents poor performance. And when you continue to work to achieve your goals and you stay ready when that opportunity presents itself, you got to take it in the moment. And so that's what I would say: keep chasing your dreams, stay prepared, and be ready for that moment when it comes.
Is there any story you'd like to break nationally to me right now?
Any story? No. Just looking forward to this vacation period right now. You know, we're going to take a trip to North Carolina. Going to take a trip to Florida. But you know, go spend some family time. You know, and that's a neat thing for me. I have my daughter will be 2 in September. My son will be 5 in December, and so those moments that I'm able to spend with them over the next few weeks are going to be very, very important. I'm just recently coming back from 2019 Coaching Summit, which was Monday and Tuesday, which was an unbelievable event put on for minority coaches down in Atlanta. And so I'm fresh into my first day of vacation here, really. So I'm just excited about where we are as an offense and in our program. And I've got a lot to prove, and I'm looking forward to proving it to everybody.
So I got to ask you some questions now. You want to flip the switch and ask me some questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike.
What started or led you to this passion in media?
So I think in media, I had a skill for speaking when I was younger, and I also love sports. So every day I would be watching sports, loving it. And every time I spoke, my parents saw that I had a unique talent for doing that. And so we put 2 and 2 together. And from there, I've just been very passionate and kept going, not letting anyone stop me, to try to get my goal of being that first kid out of breaking through as the first national reporter.
How did you develop your confidence in your ability as a reporter? Oftentimes as younger individuals, a lot of times we see younger players come in, that's the one thing we have to build, and some things that they lack. So how did you help prepare yourself to be confident in these moments where you were on TV or in front of the media?
Well, I think when I'm in front of other people, I just speak like it's my moment and I get to shine. And I think that a lot of times for me, when I see someone criticizing me, it just keeps me going. And the more I see more and more adult media, it gives me a little bit more passion going forward. I want to be that first one to prove something. And I think I have something to prove, especially when people are putting me down or saying I can't do it. It just gives me more fuel to go and do it.
Who's your biggest motivation, or who's your biggest inspiration in the media profession? Do you have a favorite TV host or favorite media person?
I think watching ESPN and CBS has kind of been a lot of fun. I don't know if I would say I have a favorite, maybe Ernie Johnson, but just looking up to those guys helps me a lot, and seeing how they do it, looking back at my interviews and see what I can improve on.
Kind of walk through a little bit of your background, to say the least. Favorite subjects in school, you name it.
So I'm taking some high school courses right now. I was a 7th grader this past year taking some high school courses, and I think I like English a lot. being a reporter, it helps me a lot too. So those are kind of my favorite subjects in school, and just speaking and writing I'm passionate. It's my background, just going through that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And born and raised here in Michigan?
Yep, I was born and raised in Flint. All my life been here.
Awesome. Awesome. I've been through the Flint area before recruiting, so I know a lot about Flint, and I was born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. So oftentimes throughout our profession, you can have opportunities to move, and that's a neat thing, getting a chance to experience different cities, different states, different areas to live in. I think if I had to add it up now, I believe this is our 6th or 7th stop along the way, and that's obviously through my playing experience. And each one of those stops have been a memorable moment in my life and in my family's life. So that's pretty neat that you were able to kind of get started in your profession at an early age and live throughout Michigan, which is such a huge media market once you're getting down into the Detroit area and everything. So.
All right, well, you have the mic. Sign us out.
Well, it's been a great interview so far, and just, really personally, I'm really proud of all you've been able to accomplish. I think you're a motivation to not only younger adults, but adults like myself, that you can accomplish anything. And I hope through my background of being able to get here as an offensive coordinator with a receivers coach background, I hope I give motivation to people out there that they can accomplish anything as a minority coordinator at the Power 5 level. I hope I open up doors for somebody somehow, some way, and I hope that our time today opens up doors for you. And so I just want to wish you well. I wish you much success as you move forward in your career, and thank you for this opportunity.
All right, man. Coach Gattis for not signing out from Global Kid Media.